Hey, you done here? Testing. You should be able to hear me now. What's going on? What's going on? Got William Smith, T-Mobile Car wash in the building. Brandon Babb, Fred Adams, Brandon Howard. I see you. David Griffin, Tony Vasquez. Appreciate it. Gabriel. I see you. Neil White. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate the donation from T Wash Mobile Detailing, man. Appreciate you. Arts Auto Detailing. What's going on? I see you. Yeah, today we're gonna be talking about uh, flooding yourself with cars, and basically, this is something that I stumbled up on when I first started. When I first started my business, that wasn't something that I planned to do. It was that wasn't something that I planned to do. It was basically um, something that just kind of happened. Um, you guys know when I first started out, what I did was I started out with very low pricing, and I don't recommend you guys do that. I don't recommend you guys do that. I don't recommend you coming in with low pricing, but you have to have strategies and different plans to start getting customers and to start getting cars. I mean, I did a lot of free washes. I did a lot of free washes. Um, I did a lot of cheap washes. I mean, I did some of everything, man. I passed out flyers. I did Facebook ads, Instagram ads, uh, next door, Facebook groups. I did all of that, and it got me a lot of customers. Now, the good thing about flooding yourself with cars. Now, there's a downside to it. You're gonna be doing a lot of work. You're gonna be busting your ass, and sometimes you're not gonna get paid a lot, and the money is not gonna add up. But what I got from it, the positive that I got from it was that I was getting different cars, different types of cars. So I was touching different types of paint, different types of interior. And all cars, the paint is different, the interior is different, the carpets are different, the leather is different, the vinyl is different, the cloth seats are different. So I started learning these cars, and then on top of that, some seats come out, some seats flip over, you know, some seats fold and then flip over, just all types of stuff that, I didn't know. Uh, I mean, you see these cars on the highway, you see these cars on the roads every day, but you're never inside those cars. So you don't really know the ins and outs of those cars. So flooding myself with cars, having all those cars, the details, I was doing group washes. That was another way that I was doing cars, and that group wash really trained me a lot. I was dealing with different people, and so getting an abundance of cars. Not only did I learn the cars, I started learning how to deal with customers. I started learning how to, uh, upsell customers, how to talk to them. Looking at some customers and just kind of can figure them out just by looking at them or looking at the vehicle. I just started getting a whole lot better. My detailing skills got better. My business skills got better because I was doing it so much. If y'all read the book called The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, uh, the book talks about different variables that make people successful. And one of the variables that he talked about is 10,000 hours. And his thing about 10,000 hours is that for you to become a master, in anything, you have to put out, you have to put in 10,000 hours in whatever it is. After you put in those 10,000 hours, you're going to be a master at whatever it is that you're doing. So, and I didn't know this at the time. And when I first started doing this, I didn't even read that book. I didn't know this at the time. But I started to realize that, I'm getting better. I'm getting faster. I'm starting to know what chemicals don't work, what chemicals work. Like I really put the work in while I was doing this. And then on top of that, I was doing lawns too. So, and then you started noticing, and then the things I was able to tell you guys, like, when y'all watch my videos back when, the information that I was giving you guys was information that I was getting, that I was well, not information but experience that I turned into information, but the experience that I was getting. And so that experience, it taught me a lot, because I started to realize, like, okay, like every time I'm in a public area, like every time I'm in a parking lot or I'm at somebody's house doing a car, every time I'm out here, anytime, every time, let's say every time five vehicles pass by, at least two out of those five vehicles are going to stop and say, hey, do you have a card? And so I'm like, wow, I'm starting to see that. And then the thing about it was, the smart thing that I did was, when I would get that experience, then I would come home and, once it registered and once I started realizing what it could do, what I can do with this experience, I was like, wow. So that's when I started coming up with the ideas of, you know what? Every time I do a car, somebody stops and asks for a business card. Or sometimes I end up doing their car on the spot. So what I started doing was, I started calling my friends that were in busy areas, or they worked in busy areas, or they worked in places where there were a lot of people that had a lot of cars, big parking lots you know full of potential customers. So, I would just go there and like wash their car for free. And and I learned that, like, that wasn't something that was taught to me. That was something that I experienced. I was like, every time I'm washing the car in the parking lot, someone will pull up to me and I will give them a card. And then, maybe a week will pass, or 2 weeks, or sometimes months will pass. And that person will call me and say, hey, yeah, you remember me? I got your card at such and such. And, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I remember you. And then, they'll give me their address. And then when I go to their neighborhood, it's a nice neighborhood, gated community, 500 some $1,000 homes. And the same thing is happening again. I'm doing their car, and as neighbors are driving by, they're giving me their cards. Then, I'm giving them my cards. Then what started to happen was, those, when I was getting to those neighborhoods, they would put me in their Facebook groups. They would tag my name and put me in their Facebook groups, and they would recommend me. And then it just started to grow from there. And I always think back to, if I was not flooding myself with cars, if I wasn't just going out there, not worrying about how much I'm gonna get per car, but just worrying about getting the car. What I realize is that, when you watch a lot of these YouTube videos, you watch a lot of these people on here, uh, they're more geared towards products and how to do the jobs, and how to how to do this and how to do that. They don't really go into detail on how to get customers. So a lot of you guys are going out there, and I'm talking about you new guys, and a lot of you guys that's been in it for a while. When you started off, if you started off watching these guys on YouTube, I rarely, I don't really watch their videos, but I'm subscribed to some of them, and I do get a notification when they drop videos. And usually when they drop videos, it's always interior, how to do interiors, or how to do some paint correction, or using McGuire's hyper something, or using this or using that. I never see them talk about business or how to get customers. So what happens is, you get tunnel vision, and you're so focused, you're so focused on products and equipment and things like that, that you buy all this stuff. And once you buy all this stuff, then you haven't even thought of a way to get your money back. You haven't thought about getting customers. You hadn't thought about that part yet. You worried about how many PSIs I need, what size water tank do I need, how many watts I need on my generator, and all of that, all of that are questions that you should be asking them. And that's stuff that you should be worried about. But at the same time, you need to worry about how to get customers. And I also noticed that, you got people that are just excellent detailers, can probably detail circles around me and some of you favorite YouTube detailers, but they can't get a car. They can't flood themselves with vehicle. They can't get a car. You know, you got some guys who park at gas stations and they just wait for somebody to pull up and ask them because they're afraid to go out. They're afraid to go out and basically they're afraid to go out and get customers. And the hardest, the hardest thing that for a detailer to do is to get customers. I see it all the time. If I showed you guys my text messages and my DMs, that question is answered. The first question is, how do I start my mobile detailing business? That's probably the number one question. And the number two question is how do I get customers? And, and I'm just sitting there and it doesn't matter what I say. Some people just can't develop the skill to do it. First off, you got to be a people person. And that's what that did for me. Flooding myself with those vehicles that gave, and I already was a people person, but just customer service and dealing with people. And like I said, when I first started, I wasn't as good as I am now. I wasn't good at talking to customers and getting customers. I mean, I could talk to them and I did enough to get by, but I started to see what didn't work and don't work. It was kind of like a trial and error for me. It was trial and error. People will come in. People will come in, and they will pull up and they'll be like, "Yo, how much do you charge?" And then I'll give them a price. I'll give them a price, but the conversation didn't go good. I would drop the ball some type of way. And then once I started noticing that every time if I said a certain thing, if I said something, then I noticed that I would end up being able to do their car. But if I said something else, then they'll be like, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll talk to my husband. When I get back with you." I would get one of those. So I started. Then I would go back home and I would just play it back in my head. And I would just be like, okay, every time I say this, I always get this. So, let me stop saying that. Let me stop doing that. Let me try this next time. Because I had so many opportunities to try my method or to try a method or to come up with the method. And just car after car after car. And like I said, I was just getting better and better. Let me adjust my camera right quick. Yeah. Okay, that looks. But like I said, I was just getting better and better. I was getting better and better in dealing with customers. And that's the key. That's the key. A lot of you guys, you want customers and you want good paying customers. So I can get customers now, but they wasn't high paying customers. But I can get customers. So I'm at a good starting point. So now I know, okay, so what do I do now? So now that my bills are being paid, because see, when I first started, like I said, I was just, I was focused on making the money to pay my bills. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't about money, but it wasn't about money. It wasn't about being rich when I first started. It was simply, okay, only I left my job. I want to start my business. Only got this much saved up. All I need is to pay my bills. If I can pay my bills, I'm good. So that was my goal at first, to pay the bills. So once I was able to pay my bills, and that was consistent, month after month after month after month. Once I did that for, 18 months consistently, I was like, okay, I can pay my bills. So I wasn't worried about that anymore. So now the focus is the focus is on the business now. It's on the business now. So now I can actually sit down and not worry about bills, and I can actually sit down and think everything through. And I was so lucky that I was getting all these customers, all these customers. My phone would ring. I would learn, proper phone etiquette, how to talk on the phone, how to use my cell phone, I started learning, okay, uh, I could text specials, I could text discounts. Okay, which customers to send discounts to, which customers not to send it to. Uh, because some customers you can't give them discounts, and some you can give them discounts, because if you give them discounts, that's going to cause them to push you out there more. I started realizing that, uh, all because I was just out there just trying to get as many cars as I can. I would go. I'm telling y'all, I would call my homegirls. I would just go through my Facebook and scroll down my Facebook and just try to, okay, I'm cool with her. I'm cool with her. Okay, she works at this bank. Okay, I'm cool with her. She works here. And I'm just scrolling down and I'm writing their names down. And then I'll pick up the phone. I'll pick up the phone and I'll text them. And I'll say, hey, I'll just hit them up and I'll say, hey, I got my own business. I got my own detailing business now. And they'd be like, oh, that's great. I'll be like, well, I'm going to need your help. Yeah, sure. What you need? And I'll say, look, this is what I want to do. I'm going to come up there and I'm going to do your car. I'm going to do your car for free. Oh, you don't have to do that. I'll pay. No, I'll do it for free. But this is what I want you to do. I just need you to let your friends know that I'm out there and that I do a good job. And I do a good job, and just see if they want their cars done. And every time, it never failed. Every time I'll get one. I'll get one, maybe two. And then the next week, she'll text me, yo, my manager, want to know if you're available to do a car today. And there you go. So then now I started learning even better. I said, you know what? After I do their cars, I need to leave something behind. So I would take my business cards and I would drop the business cards in their cup holders. I would take two business cards and drop them in the cup holders. The thing is, I'm gonna tell you guys, if you got, as soon as you get these business cards, as soon as you get these business cards, when you, and I'm specifically talking to you guys. I mean, you guys has been doing it for a while. You can do this too because it works. But I'm specifically talking to the guys that are just starting out, who are part time and want to go full time, uh, or guys who are just starting out full time. Yo, this is who I'm talking to. When you get these cards, these business cards, and I need to get on myself about doing this too. But it's when you buy business cards, don't buy one box. Buy maybe 250, about 250 to 500. Okay, I got a whole box right here. Okay, as soon as you get a box of these cards, right, the first thing you need to do is you need to start giving them away. You need to get rid of them quickly. So every card you do, take two of them, put them in a cup holder. And that's something that I started realizing that I need to do, because what had happened is I would get recommended. I would get recommended by when I was flooding myself with those vehicles, I had a percentage of people that was recommending me to other people. And then I would go out there and do the cars, and then I would leave. And then I started noticing a few months ago by, and I wouldn't hear from them people anymore. And then when I do hear from them, they'll say, "Yeah, I had to call such and such to get your number because I didn't have your number. I thought I had it, but I remember she recommended you, and I called you one time, but it was out of my phone or whatever." So I started saying, you know what? Once they recommend me to that person, okay, now I need to cut out the middleman, and you just deal with me directly. You see what I'm saying? So what I started doing was I would take two cards and I would drop them in a cup holder after I get done with the car. So I started doing the interiors first so I wouldn't forget. I would do the interior first. As soon as the interior done, I would drop the cards in the cup holder, close the doors, wash the car, and I'm out. And so now they got a card in their car. And so most people they get a card in their car, they don't throw them away. They don't throw them away. They keep them. Just think about business cards you done threw in your cup holder, or you threw, somewhere in your car, and they're gonna be there. They don't throw them away. So what happened is, the next time they need your services, they'll call you again. These are the things I started. These are the things I started learning. Okay. Another thing I started to learn was uh, get their phone numbers. And like I said, flooding myself with cars taught me this. So I would get their phone numbers. Once I get their phone numbers, uh, usually when you get somebody's phone number, if you're on Facebook, then they will pop up in your list of people you may know because you have their phone number in your call log. I mean, in your contacts, and also get their names so you can search for them on Facebook. Ask them, hey, are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? They say, yeah. Send them a friend request. Then once you send them a friend request, you got a business page. Send them an invite to like your business page. So when you're promoting your videos or your before and afters or your 50-50 shots or whatever you're doing on Facebook, whatever marketing or advertising you're doing on your Facebook, they'll see it. Now, what that does is every time they're scrolling up and you're spraying off a car, or you showing it before and after, or you doing the 50-50 of a seat, or or you drill brushing or steaming or whatever you're doing, they're gonna see it. And when they see it, okay, this is a way they can contact you. Also, when they see it, it reminds them, I need to get my car done. That guy did my car, he did a good job. I need to get my car done. These are the things that I was learning when I was going through all them cars, when I was doing all them nasty cars, when I was doing all them $20, $25 details that people laughed at me about. Like I said, again, I don't recommend you guys charge that though, but that's what I knew at the time. And it got me a lot of cars, car after car after car after car. And I'm telling you, I would do 5, 6 cars and only have, I'll still have less than $200 after 5 or 6 cars. But I was happy because I could pay my bills and I was getting somewhere. Okay, we got 28 people in the building, man. 9 likes, man. Please get my likes up. Let me see what y'all saying in the comment section. Facebook groups helps out a lot. Yes. Helps our business a lot. Yes, it does. I know it does. Because those people all know each other on those Facebook groups, and that's just all it takes is one person to put your stuff out there, and boom, it catches. What I love about your channel is that you talk about how to run a business. You're 100% correct about other channels selling products. Right, right. That is true. I use Facebook as Instagram. Great results. But some told me that you was going live tonight. I appreciate you, Shine Rod. I'm glad you was able to join us tonight. Yes, on top of that, great. Malik's Auto Detailing. What's going on? Building a relationship with customers is so important. Exactly. Yes, that is the most successful part about this business. But once you have that trust with customers, do great work, and they stay all year long with you. Exactly. First impression when detailing with a customer, especially a positive one, leads a long term relationship. Exactly. Get referrals from a free wash. Wins all the time. This is how I got a lot of my customers sacrifice a little to gain a lot. Exactly. How does everyone get feedback from customers when starting out as cars, etc.? That's a good question. Feedback from customers. Uh, well, indirectly, that's how I was getting feedback. It wasn't directly asking them questions and getting an answer. It was just, you know, learning from something that worked versus from something that didn't work. Just the reactions I would get or things they would say back to me. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, like someone will pull up on me and they'll say, how much do you charge, or how much do you charge for detailing? And this is the dumb shit I used to say. I used to go, uh, this was what I used to say. I used to say, oh, when you say detail, what you mean by detail? So people take things different ways, and you want to be quick, direct, to the point, and get your point across effectively. And when a customer is asking you a question, you don't want to ask them a question. You don't want to answer a question with a question. So I was doing all this talking, and it was kind of turning the customers off. So they would say, how much you charge for a detail? Then I say, because I was so stuck on this detail car wash thing from watching YouTube, like, oh, a car wash is different from a detail in this, and I started realizing that people were calling car washes detail. They would say detail, they would say car wash, they would say it all. And so I was getting confused, and I was trying to let the customer know that I know the difference between a wash and a detail. When the customer don't even care about that, they just want to get a service. So the customer will pull up, and like I said, how much for a detail? And then I will go, what you mean when you say detail? And then they'll just look at me like, what? And then some of them will try to explain, and then we'll go back and forth, and I'll turn the person off, and they'll just be like, whatever. They'll just leave. I started noticing that was happening a lot. Like, it was happening a lot. And so I said, okay, I need to stop saying it. I need to stop saying it. But see, when you're not coming across a lot of people to try out your new tactics, good or bad tactics, you don't know which one is good or bad. You don't know which one is working and which one is not working. So uh so when I started realizing that it wasn't working, I said, okay, let me cut out all this talking. Let me just get to the point. So when they pull up, they'll say they'll say how much for a detail. So I'll look at the car and I say, for this vehicle right here. They say yes, for this vehicle right here. I say, okay. I'll look in the vehicle, look, and I say, would you need any wax or shampooing? And then they'll say, no, just wipe down on the inside. Is that great? I said that I recommend my maintenance detail package. It starts at this price. It includes this, and that. Here's my card. Everything I just told you and everything, the information, the price, everything is on the card. Flip it on the back. It explains the packages. Okay, great. All right, okay. And what's your name? My name's Anthony. That's also on the card in case you forget. Oh, okay, thanks. All right. And then that worked. Or sometimes they'll be like, well, I work right here. I'm gonna be here all day. So you want me to just leave the keys? Yeah, leave me your keys out. Now hold on, let me get your number so I can call you when I'm done. And I started booking right there on the spot. You know, I started booking right there on the spot. And I said, okay, I need to get that out my system. So I started learning what works and what doesn't work. So that was my way, Dino. That was my way of getting feedback. Boom, exactly. Neil White, exactly. That's anything. anything that you think may work, because it may not work and it may work, but when it works and you do it again and it works and you do it again and it works, okay, you got you something. Now you can put this information out to your fellow detailers that's struggling. I did. I'm talking about. I did everything. I did everything that I could possibly think of when I first started. A lot of it didn't work, and some of it did. Google reviews, yes. Google reviews. Facebook also has reviews. If you have a business page, they can leave reviews on your business page. So what you need to do is, after you get done with these vehicles, especially the ones that complement your work a whole lot, when the ones that be like, oh my God, oh, it looks brand new. I never thought my car can look like this. I remember I did this lady's car, and I've been dealing with their family for years. I've done the dad's car. I've done the wife's car. I've done the daughter's car. The daughter lives around the corner from me, and then their mother lives up the road. But the dad, which was a pastor, he passed, and so the mother, she took it hard and she was having a hard time, and she just started moving around and you know trying to move on with her life or whatever, and her car was filthy. So I'm not sure if it was for Mother's Day or it might have been for Mother's Day, but the daughter contacted me and said, hey, could you go over and do my mom's car? uh it's a mess and she really needs to get it done. And so I go over there and I do the car. I know the mother. I've did the lawn for the mother. Like I said, I've been doing business for years. But anyway, I do the car. I do a full detail. And I mean, I pipe the car out. Car's looking brand new. She came outside and she looked at the car and she started crying. Like, she started crying. She was so emotional because she was just so happy to get, she had let a lot of stuff fall off because of, the death of her husband, and she was just, trying to get herself back together. It just, that helped her out. That helped her out so much. And she started crying. And I was just like, wow. And and she said she was apologizing. I was like, no, it's okay. And then I text her daughter. And her daughter, I said, yeah, your mom was happy, man, about the car. She said, yeah, she's emotional right now. Yeah, she said she's going through things, but she's gonna be okay. I'm like, okay, cool, you know. But when you get people that, and she was happy, she was so happy about. I mean, she cried, but it was kind of like, it was like a bittersweet cry. Like, it wasn't like boo hoo crying, but she was happy. So that's the perfect time when they're happy. I didn't ask her for a review. Of course not. I didn't ask her for a review. But when they're so happy, when they congratulating your work, that's when you say, hey, can you go to my Facebook page and leave me a review? Hey, can you go to my YouTube? I mean, not my YouTube. Can you go to my Google and leave me a review? And that's going to help you in the long run, because it's just like when they go to your pages or any of your platforms and they go down, they look at the reviews. That says a lot, you know. And the more reviews you can get, not only shows that you do good work, but it shows that you're experienced. You've done a lot of cars. If you got 40, 50, 60, 70 reviews, it's showing that you've done at least 60, 70 cars. Even though, everybody's not going to do a review, but they can only imagine. You understand what I'm saying? Right. They will hold on to them cars. I see you, Shine Rider. How do you rank number one on Google? Yeah, that's something that you got to pay for, buddy. Yeah, that type of information is not given out for free. Dale Cash. That's something that takes a lot of work. Uh, I mean, I can show you how to do it, but is that something that you got to pay for? Big, that's something you have to pay for, buddy. But getting reviews is a way to do it. It's one of the ways that you It's part of how you get there. Uh, but it's not only reviews, but that helps you out a lot though. I can tell you that. I get a lot of business by word of mouth in my area. Yeah, it took 2 days out to go hunting with my brother. It was nice. Getting your customers leave. Always leave my car and it always works. Deep down to checking in. Customer connection is a great way. Right. I see you deep down detailing what's going on. A sales buddy of mine told me about how to send customers kind birthday text card. He said it helped them win. Yep, business every time. Yep. David Harris, what's going on? Right. Anything, man. That's what I'm saying. You could try anything. Because sometimes people tell you, and that's a good idea, getting their phone number so you can contact them again. And that works, especially when you first start out. Now, when you start getting established and you got a lot of customers, you probably won't, you probably won't have time to call back. But that is a good idea when you're first starting out. When you're first starting out, that's a great idea. Uh, uh, and it's a great idea for anybody in whatever position you're in, you know, if you're established or not. But I used to do that, but I don't do that as much because I'm so busy and my phone is ringing so much that I don't have, I just don't have the time to call people and say, yeah, I gave you a card 2 weeks ago, this and this and this and that. But that does work. Yes, websites, all that helps. Right. I see Arturo Sanchez. I see. Yep. That's exactly right. So he used to be a tree with a thank you card. I see you, Mike Buffershine. What's going on? Right. Right. Yeah. If the thing is that your mindset is a whole lot different in the beginning because you kind of you need the work. You need the money. You need I mean you need everything, anything and everything you can get. You need it. And you're gonna, I remember a friend of mine, he was doing cold approaches. He was walking up to people in the store. Like he'll be in the store, he would walk up to people, you need your car detail. I don't recommend that. I love his enthusiasm, but I wouldn't recommend the cold approach because that's just kind of weird. And I'm defensive when people walk up to me trying to sell me stuff. I'm defensive, so like that's not gonna work. Uh, but I did everything. I did everything, man. When I had a lot of time on my hands, like when I would have days, it'd be sunny outside, no appointment, no nothing. Man, I would go to parking lots, man, and put my flyers in people's put it in their door. I would put it in their door of their car, and I would just hit a parking lot and just go. I would just put them on the door, and I would get people like that. People will call me, and I remember I got a lawn like that. Like I got a lawn like that. Like I took my business card, I put it on. Well, it wasn't my business card. It was some flyers. I put it on the car. She called me. I went out there. I did her car. While doing her car, I ended up doing like four more cars. Then she called me out there again, and we started talking. She says, "This all you do?" And I'm like, "No, I do yards too." But she was asking me like, "Do I have a job?" Because most people, when they see you doing this, they always think that you got a regular job. You just do this on the side. And so she was like, "Is this what you do?" You know, she was like, "What else do you do?" And I was like, "I do yards." And then she was like, "Oh, you don't have a job?" I'm like, "No, I do this. I do yards and this. And like this is it." And she was like, "Oh, you do yards? Yeah, we looking for a new yard guy." And me and her started talking or whatever. And then I showed up. I started doing a yard, and I did a yard for about 3, 4 years. And then she lives in a cul-de-sac, and I did a yard for like 3, 4 years. And then after a while, I got a next door neighbor, and then a neighbor across the street, and then a neighbor next door to the neighbor across the street, then another neighbor down the street. I ended up getting like 5 lawns right there in the cul-de-sac, all off a flyer for detail. So you know, and I started like I said, man, just I just tried all types of stuff. So when I was getting all those cars, I was able to, whatever idea I had or whatever strategy that I came up with, I was able to put it into work, put it into effect, and see if it would work or not. And a lot of it didn't work. Like I know y'all watch, I know y'all watch me on here, and y'all be like, "Yo, man, he's winning. I see the growth in this and this and that." And I ain't never, I haven't, I wasn't recording videos when I first started, but I took a lot of L's. I lost a lot, man. I took a lot of L's, man, and I mean, I made a lot of mistakes, and uh, but I learned from them, and I just kept moving forward. Every time I made a mistake, every time I dropped the ball or anything, I would just take it in stride, and I would keep moving forward, no matter what, no matter what. I remember one time I messed somebody's car up, and I took it on the chin, and I was like, "Look, I'll fix your car," and you know, I made the arrangement to get the car fixed, and I was on to the next one. Like I was moving so fast, I didn't even have time to even worry about, you know, or sit there and beat myself up about making a mistake. I just, like I said, man, I just kept moving forward, man. Right, right. I see y'all. I mean, see y'all coming up with stuff that I never would have thought of. But like I said, anything, anything that you think may work, try it. And as long as it ain't crazy, try it. And you never know. Okay, I got 19 likes, 31 people in the building. Come on, get my likes up. I see y'all watching. Get my likes up. But yeah, it's time to. I got like a little holder in my. I got like a little holder in my van. I don't know what it's for, but it's like a little. My cars fit perfectly in there. So every time, they're getting low, so I'll just take a little, you know, take a little bit like this in there and stick it in there, and just always have those cards on deck, man. Always. Anything will help, man. I mean, you try anything, man. Just it'll work. I see you, Brandon Howard. Nah, you know what? That's one thing. I'm actually gonna do like a little small fishing boat soon. I don't really do boats like that, and I mean, I want to, man, but I don't really do boats like that. Right. But again, guys, flood yourself with cars. Flood yourself with cars. Um, that I'm telling you, you new guys starting out, you new ones starting out because you can learn so much. You can learn so much. You can use those people as your guinea pigs. I came in, I was like, yo, 25 bucks. I was like, too many people ain't gonna say no to 25 bucks. And so I would come in with 25. Uh, some of the cars would be so nasty, nasty. And I'm talking about, man, I learned how to clean dirty vehicles fast. I learned how to, you know, what to do to speed up the process, man. Uh, when I saw that drill brush for the first time, I was like, oh, I know what that can do. Because I would use a hand brush and brush it, the carpets by hand to try to get pet hair and all type of stuff out. And that's how we get it out. When I saw that drill brush, it was like, yo, that's just like a hand brush on steroids. I know what they're gonna do. I need that. I need that like immediately. But once I started getting a hold of stuff like that, I started I started just getting better and getting better and getting faster. And trust me, flooding yourself with cars builds your confidence. Builds your confidence. So matter of fact, my neighbor right across the street, I washed my van for the first time, but 2 days ago, she sees me washing my van. She drives by, uh, and she was like, "Do you still do detailing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I still do detailing." It's funny when people ask me that, like, "What else I'm gonna be doing?" And she was like, "I'm like, yeah, And she was like, "Yeah, my car, my." She said, "I'm embarrassed. My car's kind of dirty. I haven't cleaned it. I don't keep it clean. I mean, I need a detail." And so I said, "You need any wax or shampooing?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then when she told me she don't really keep it up, I said, "You need a full detail." And she was like, "Okay." And I told her 305. I told her 205 full detail. She had like a little small SUV. Is it the Ford Escape? Real small SUV. So I'm like, okay, cool. And so she said, okay. I said, let me give you my card. Even though she's my neighbor, she may not feel comfortable coming over here ringing my doorbell. If I didn't give her number, she's gonna have to wait to see me outside to catch me again. That may create a problem, you know. And so I said, hold on, let me give you a card. Went over there, gave her a card, and uh, went back to what I was doing. Today, I was uh I was putting some stuff in my van. She drove by. She saw me. She stopped. She said, "Hey, I talked to my husband. She let's we he he's ready to do it. When can you do it?" I said, "I can do it tomorrow," which is today is Thursday. Tomorrow, which is tomorrow, like literally tomorrow, Friday. And so I'll be doing it. I'll be doing a car tomorrow. But again, all the stuff that, just customer relations, customer service, how to talk to people, how to, what to say, what not to say. Um, how to when you get a filthy vehicle, how to attack it. What I'm gonna start with first. And you don't learn that until you don't learn that until you flood yourself with cars. Because when you flood yourself with cars, you get the clean cars, you get the dirty cars, you get the OCD person, you get the person that don't really care as long as it just looks better than it was. You get all of that, and You just get better at what you do. And I remember one time, the first time I got my first nasty vehicle, and the first time, I never forget it. It was a Dodge Stratus. That car had spider webs in it. Car was filthy. I mean, horrible. And so I, so I, I just started attacking the car, whatever. Just started getting, I got to do something. You know how sometimes you look at a car, you don't know where to start. And I mean, like, I started vacuuming first. Not realizing that it's trash in the cup holders. I mean, I knew it was there, but I didn't think of that. It's trash in the cup holders, trash in the seat, trash everywhere. I vacuumed the floor. And then once I started cleaning out like the cup holders and stuff like that, some of the trash was getting back on the floor. So, okay, next time I need to start up high and work my way down. Start high and work my way low. You learn things like that. Trust me. You think it's common sense, but sometimes you just don't see it that way in the moment. But flooding yourself with vehicles gets you to that point. You know, uh, like I said, man, I learned a lot doing that. Right. All right, William Smith. I see. How do you handle someone who tries to lowball you after you finish the detail? Well, first off, that never happens to me. And I'm gonna tell you why that never happens to me. Because I discussed price. I discussed the price before, and I make sure that we agree on that price and make sure they understand before I even start. I don't do a vehicle without letting the customer know the price. Uh, that's one thing I don't do. Now, I've had some mix-ups because, like, I'll give you an example. About maybe almost a year ago, I gave somebody a card, and the cards look just like this. But only thing I do to my cards, I just go in the area right here and I just change the price. Uh, and I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's what I would do. I would just change this price right here. But if you look at my card right now, I don't know if y'all can see that. Uh, right. So if you look at my card, you see the prices um, right there at the second to the last at the bottom where it says full detail. My full detail is 185 now. And right there it says 170, but I put starts at. Well, this guy had got my car years ago. He got my car years ago. And he waited, not years, maybe a year and a half or something like that. And he waited he waited that long to call me. And he finally called me. And when I went out there, my prices are what they are now at 185. And um, man, I had changed my prices at least two times or two or three times since I gave him the card. So he told me I want your full detail. And he got two cars done. And so he was thinking that it was going to be that price. Now that's the only time I said, okay. I told him, okay, I understand. I should have, I didn't realize that it was that long ago. And what I did was we negotiated and we worked it out. That's the only time I do it, when it's a mix up and it's my fault, or it could be my fault. And if there's any way that it might be my fault, it could be my fault. I take ownership. I take ownership and I just work it out. I had another situation where I my headlight restoration is $75. My headlight restoration is $75, and I did something. What did I do? I did right. I posted it on Facebook, and when I put it on Facebook, I put it was at $60 at the time. And what I did was I shared an old post, not reading the caption when it says it's $60. So the guy ordered three headlight restorations, and I'm thinking they had 75 a piece. So when I get done, I tell him 75. And he was like, okay. He goes in the house, he comes back with his wife, they look at the vehicles, and I know he went in there to call his wife to, I guess, to get her to say, pull up the post or whatever. So we talked, and I mean, he was very, very tactful. He went in the house, he came back out. He talked to me for a while about it and asked me what all did I do, how did I get the headlights, and and then he said, well, I just got one more thing. On your post, it says $60, and it's and I was like, and I said, okay, what post did you see? And I said, what did you see it? And I said, did you see it on my page or did you see it on this Facebook group? He said, I saw it on the Facebook group. So I go back to the Facebook group and I look at it and I say, yeah, yep, yep, I sure did. And you know what? You're gonna get it at $60 per car. And you know, that's what it was. He wrote me a check for $60 per car and that was it. But other than that, if it's not my fault, I make sure, you know, I make sure that I talk to the customer and make sure that we got the price worked out before I start. And my prices are non-negotiable. So when I go up there, I tell them these are my prices, and that's it. I don't play around with that. I don't play no games with that. Right? I see you, Shine Rider. Exactly, Shine Rider. That's what I was just about to talk about. Yeah, I'm about to sip a little bit. I'm about to sip some in a minute. What's going on? Is it Uvi? Uvi Lopez? What's going on, man? I see you. Nelson, I'm gonna let you answer that question, man. If you watch my videos and you know how I think, what you think the answer would be, Nelson? What would you think my answer would be to that question if you had to guess? All right. Appreciate you, man. Okay, I got your name right. I'm glad I got it right because I will destroy your name. All right. All right, Nelson. So you know what I'm about by any means necessary. Exactly. And like I said, all of this knowledge came from just doing cars, doing cars, doing cars. Now, I'm telling you guys, please do not go out there and start charging $20 and $25 just because you heard me say it. Please don't do it. There's no reason to start that low. That's just what I did. Don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. There's no reason to start that low. But you know, you know what to do to get customers. I mean, you know what to do that somebody's gonna bite. You can say, hey, $50 and get free wax, and you get them a spray wax, or you can say $75 with get a detail, $65 free wax, and give them spray wax. Give them some, get some of that turtle wax stuff. That turtle wax, uh, that spray wax or that ceramic spray wax or something like that that's gonna last longer than paste wax. Spray it on the car and wipe it down, man. That thing gonna shine like new money, and it's gonna take you 10 seconds to. I mean, not 10 seconds. It's gonna take you like 5 minutes to spray a panel and wipe it down and have it shining. Ice and seal and shine exactly. You can get ice, seal and shine, spray it on the car, and charge them, $15 extra. You know, pay for the bottle 100 times, because the bottle lasts you forever on a car, man. So just do one spray per panel, two sprays or one spray per panel, and wipe it in and move on, go on about your business. You know how to get them. Get a full detail. You can do something like get a full detail and get a free car wash. On another vehicle. You know, anything. You know what I'm saying? And to get that momentum going, because that was the thing. I wanted to build momentum. Now here's the thing: when you flood yourself with these cars, right? What started to happen to me was I started moving, through different demographics. I started noticing that this particular demographic will only pay but so much, only pay from here to here. You know, the only time this particular demographic will pay for something if that's a spill or a mess. Uh, this demographic is comfortable with this range, and they don't mind paying. Plus, they tip. This demographic don't even ask you how much it costs, and they don't even care how much it costs. They just call you out, tell you they want everything, your highest package. You give them your highest package, and then they tip you big on top of it. And that's when I started. That's when I started. That's when I started realizing, like, okay. And then what happened was I had so many customers. Then now I can fire customers. I can pick and choose the customers that I want. You know. Then I start noticing, the people who pay more money, the people who buy the more expensive packages, have cleaner, well kept cars. So a job that would usually take you 4 to 5 hours on a full detail on a crappy vehicle is now taking you, 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours tops, and they're paying you $200 and up plus a tip. I started noticing all these things. So now, like someone just said earlier, you can pick and choose which clients you want, which customers you want. Uh, that's when I learned the difference between a client and a customer. A lot of people don't know the difference. There's a big difference between a customer and the client. No, customers can get referrals too. That doesn't make a difference between a customer and a client. Customers and clients can give you referrals. There's a lot of similarities in customers and clients, but there's one major difference between the two. One major difference between the two. And you know what? I see you, Mr. Service, DFW. Uh, y'all need to learn. You know, y'all need to learn those. Y'all need to learn those. You know, how much water you can. You know how much water you really need to do a car and stuff like that. You know, learn PSIs and gallons per minute and all of that. Uh, a lot of these cars, when your prices are up there, a lot of these cars are not that dirty, so you don't need a lot of pressure. You can actually use the same amount of pressure that comes out of your house, like out of your water, out of your faucet outside your house. Uh, I cleaned a lot of cars like that, and you can get you a water tank. You can get you a 50-gallon water tank and put a water pump on it. One of those electric water pumps, and you can wash cars like that, and you can save a lot of money. You can have both. You can hook your setup with a regular water pump, and you can have your pressure washer. So when you pull up and the car got a truck might got a little mud in the under in the wheel wells and stuff like that. You need more pressure to knock that dirt off faster. Yeah, but a lot of these cars I be seeing are well kept. Yo, I can literally use get a pump, and that pump is only putting like, man, I don't even know. That pump is not even putting out a lot of it's not putting out no PS no PSI. And it's probably putting out, the gallons per minute are so low. I mean, you can wash, like he's saying, you can wash, 3, 4 cars with 15 gallons or 20 gallons. You could, because you're not putting out of water. Just imagine your faucet out your house. How many gallons per minute you think it's putting out? You know. Well, I don't decline customers. Uh, the way, how I explained how the guy, uh, when the guy saw that when I told him 75 and I had an ad that was for $60. Um, how the guy, how the guy talked to me first and how he did it. He was tactful. You got to be tactful. Uh, I don't decline people. I don't say, "Oh, that car is too dirty," or "Oh, you too cheap," or I don't do that. They're going to dismiss themselves. The price, the price is what's going to make them back off, right? So if you got a customer that you used to do their car for $20, and every time you do their car is filthy, you just give them your new price, and they're gonna say, "Oh, okay." They're gonna walk away. So you don't have to, you don't have to, you don't have to decline anybody. Uh, and I don't do that. You don't want to come off as you think you better, you think you bougie. You just tell them you raise your prices. You raise your prices, and it's time. You're moving on. Like, I don't tell them that either. I don't even say I'm moving on. I just say, hey, I had to raise my prices, and I just give them the price, and they're gonna decline themselves. I don't decline anybody who pays my prices. That's how I look at it. William Smith, true clients keep me in rotation. Yeah, but customers can keep you in rotation. That's what I'm telling you. There's a lot of that's why people get clients and customers confused. Now, you can have a repeat customer and you're calling that repeat customer a client. It's still not a client. It's still not a client. That's just a repeat customer. Thanks for being honest. We all didn't win in the beginning and we all took L's. Anybody who didn't won. I see you, Gary Day. Appreciate the super chat, Uvi. I appreciate you, man. I'm 16. I've already invested to my detailing business. That's awesome. That's awesome. I use one to about 30 psi. I use one that's 30 psi. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like you can usually. I mean, because I mean, I'm telling you, sometimes I like to use my pressure washer because it rinses so fast. It does everything. But yo, I got 3 gallon. I think mine is like almost 3 gallons per minute. 3,100 psi. I have a 50-gallon tank. Yo, after I do like if I do a car and two big trucks, like a suburban or like a uh uh uh, F-250 or F-350 or something. Yo, I may not be able to do that fourth car, depending on what's the next car is. I probably go through 3 cars with that because it's pulling out so much water. You know, 3 gallons per minute. So just imagine every minute you hold it, it's 3 gallons. 3 gallons. So if you rinse it for 5 minutes, that's what 15 gallons. You see what I'm saying? So some of these cars that are not that dirty, I mean, that's gonna be my next step. I'm gonna invest I'm gonna get a electric pump, and I'm going to like hook it up to my water tank, and I'm gonna get a garden hose, and I'm gonna clean cars like that. That's what I'm gonna start doing because that way, that 100 gallons will last me a long time if I do that. And then when I get a filthy car, I just switch to my pressure washer. Or you can go electric. You can go an electric pressure washer. Exactly. Trust me. All this you're gonna learn when you flood yourself with vehicles. You're gonna learn all this stuff. You're gonna learn how many, how many gallons it takes. You're gonna learn your pressure washer. You're gonna learn. Well, I bought this 275-gallon tank. I really don't need it. Let me sell this and get a smaller tank. I bought this. I really don't need it. You start learning all this stuff, and then you can use that information. You can use that information to you know to give other detailers. I'm a master detailer out of McKinley, Texas. I work full-time job in an automobile detail business. Full-time at a detail shop. Okay. Evening. I take about 6 to 10 gallons. Small car. And like I said, man, like I didn't know all this stuff. I didn't know all of this. When I first started, man, I bought that big old tank. I bought a pressure washer. It was just go time. I just look. I'm all right. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. Put it together. Okay. I got water. I got electricity. Let's go. I'll figure out the other stuff later on. And I did. Uh, like I said, you don't need a lot of psi for a lot of these cars, especially when you start raising your prices. When your prices are up there and you got a certain demographic, you know, I'm telling you, if I do 10 cars, two Maybe one will be filthy. I don't get them a lot, not like I used to. Exactly. Pre-rinse and then wash it. Right. I see you, Gary Day. Slower but works. Exactly. The rinse time is going to be slower, but it works. Foam cannon does use a lot of water. That's why I don't use the foam cannon as much. I remember when I was detailing, a lot of people say, "Do you use the foam cannon?" They just kept asking me, "Do you use the foam cannon? Do you use the foam cannon? Do you?" And I'm like, I would use it on some videos, but trust me, I was using it because I was doing the video. But y'all sometimes can see I got a lot of videos when I don't use that foam cannon. Uh, and I don't really use it now. I have it. I don't really use it now because I only had back when I was using it more. That's when I was using my 330-gallon tank, and I would go do one car, but I would put like I would put like 80, 90 gallons in there to do one car, just in case just in case I get somebody want to get their car done, an extra one that I didn't see was coming pop up, but I had more than enough water, and I would use the foam cannon. Then even then I didn't use it that much, but foam cannons do take up water because think about it: you pre-rinse in the car, then you use the foam cannon, then you wash the car, then you rinse it. You use it, you're just killing your water tank. Right. But nobody still told me the difference between a client and a customer. Quincy, you made me start my first client. You made me start my own. My first client made me feel on top of the world. Thank you, brother. Okay, I see you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm glad that I can help. Glad that I can inspire you guys. But nobody has still told me the difference between a client and a customer. Somebody tell me the difference. I'm telling you, man, you'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know that, don't know the difference. A lot of people don't know the difference. No, a customer can know your worth. No, no, because think about it, will you? When you answer this question before you type it, think about, does a customer do that? No. Customers hire you and clients hire you. There's just one difference. There's one difference. If you're thinking of something before you type it out, Ask yourself, can a customer do that? A customer can refer you. A customer can be loyal. A customer can keep you in business. A customer can keep you in rotation. A customer can hire you. No. You ever heard of a repeat customer? Think about it. Do you got to pay? When you go to a barber? When you go to a barber, you go to a barber every week. You're a repeat customer. You got some people who go to you got some people who go to McDonald's every morning. They're not clients, they're repeat customers. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all the difference. The difference between a customer and a client is a customer tells you what they want. You tell a client what they need. That's the difference. Let's look at lawyers. When you hire a lawyer to represent you. The lawyer tells you what you need to do. That's why lawyers call the people that they're representing my client. Because, okay, no, you need to, no, you don't need to take that deal. You need to take this deal. No, that means this, that means this. You're paying, a client is paying you to tell them what to do. So here's the difference when it comes to detailing. A client is going to be somebody you're going to say, okay, all right, this is what I'm going to do to your vehicle. I'm going to take your vehicle, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some paint correction. We're going to do some paint correction. After we do the paint correction, we're going to seal everything up. We're going to do a ceramic coating. Now, after ceramic coating, now I noticed that you got some issues with your interior. Your seats are very dry. You're going to need some. You're going to need some leather conditioning. Let's protect your carpets. I recommend let's go with some WeatherTech mats. I recommend that you get your car cleaned every 2 weeks. Now, you can recommend this and you can say this to a customer, but the difference is that a client is paying you for that expertise and for that knowledge. That's what the client is paying for. So you're pretty much telling the client what needs to be done versus them telling you what they want. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference. I don't care what nobody say. People are going to disagree, but look it up. Look up client, look up customer, look up the definition, and it'll tell you. That's the difference. That's the difference. A client is you're going to tell them what to do basically, and the customer is going to tell you what they want. No, I just need to. No, don't worry about the outside. But sir, you got swirls in the paint. Your paint need to be. You need a polished bad. Or your headlights, they need to be corrected. You need your headlights, restored. No, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about getting the headlights done. Don't worry about that. I just need you to do this interior. We'll do that later. That's a customer. A client. Oh, the client. Hey, honey. Anthony just said we're gonna need. We got some swirls in the paint. When you went to the car wash the other day, he said that scratched up the paint a little bit. Yeah, he's gonna have to buff it out. What did you say it was gonna be? Paint. Yeah, it's gonna be paint correction. I think he's gonna have to compound. Oh yeah, he's gonna have to do compound. He's gonna have to polish it, and then he recommends we put a seal in. And don't go back to the car wash. Okay, all right. He says yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. He says okay. Okay, that's fine. That's how it goes. That's a client. That's the difference. So if somebody tells you that a client is somebody that calls them that they do their car every week, that's not a client. That's a repeat customer. Now, you can do a client shard every week, but just because you do it every week does not make that person a client. You understand what I'm saying? All right. But yeah, well, like I said, you know, flooding myself with those vehicles, it got to a point where it was like, okay, I got confident and I said, all right, it's time to it's time to raise my prices. It's time to raise my prices. So I went from 25 to 30 and then 35. Then I went to 40, then 45, then 50, then 55, then 60, then 65. It just kept going up. And, you know, and then it started being, I'm not doing as many cars. I'm not doing, I'm not doing, you know, 15 cars in a week or 20 cars in a week. I'm not doing it. Now it's like you know, more like 10 or 8, 7 in a week. And, you know, then then I just raised them some more, raised them some more. I started getting in other demographics. So now I'm doing one car and getting the amount of money off one car that it would take me all week to get when I was at 25 bucks. And I'm doing it with one car, you know. And then it's one car a day at, 170 or 150 or 250 or 300. It's one car, or do two cars and have a $600 day, you know, do two cars at $100. It only took me 2.5 hours to do both of them, or 3.5 hours to do both of them. And then it just, and I was just like, wow, now I can just write my own ticket. I can write my own ticket now. I don't have to, it's just certain things I don't have to put up with, you know. Uh, I just don't have to put up with it. And then I don't have to do a free wash. I don't have to do certain things anymore because I'm past that stage. Not that that stage is beneath me, but I'm past that stage. I don't have to do that anymore. So, you know, I'm telling you guys are just starting out, flood yourself with cars. You're going to get a lot of experience. You're going to gain a lot of confidence. You're going to learn a lot. It's going to make you a better detailer. It's going to make you a better businessman. You're going to know what works and what doesn't work. Just think about all the chemicals I've tried, all the products I've tried, all the tools I've tried, all the pressure washers I've tried, all the stuff that I tried. And I know what it's going to do because I've, just dealing with all those cars. I'll go to the store, and when I go look for my favorite tire shine, it's not there. It's sold out. I got to be there in 15 minutes. I'm 15 minutes away. If I go to another store, I'm gonna be late. Okay, you know what? Let me try this, and I try it, and then come to find out, whoa, this works better than what I was working, and it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? You learn something. Um, I also started learning. I also started learning. I just lost my train of thought. I just lost my train of thought, but it'll come back to me. I charged 75 for a headlight restoration. Whetstone Mobile Detailing. I see you, man. Yo, I can't believe I had something to say and it just left my mind. It was gonna be good. I can't remember what it was. Like, but oh, I know what I was gonna say. I started learning. I started learning equipment. Like I was talking about earlier. I started learning like what size water tank I really need. How many psi's I really need. Um, Things like that. I started learning setups. I started learning what works and what doesn't work. I started figuring out why when I do the gravity fed, why the water wouldn't come out all the time. I started learning all that type of stuff. It just you're doing it over and over and over and over and over, and you continuously doing it over and over and over and over again. You can't help but get good at it. If you keep doing it, you're gonna become a master at it. There's no way around it. You're gonna figure it out. It's just trial and error. Yeah, I see you, Shine Rider. Yes, the rest are customers. Uh, I do sandpaper polish, then clear coat. You could put a ceramic coating on it. You could put a sealant on it. I mean, so much you can do with it. Uh, but I like to use the clear coat because it lasts longer. You polish it. I've done a few headlights like that when I first started. I just sandpaper and polish it. It looked good for a while, and then they calling me like, "Oh, I need you to do it again." So when I did it again, I had some ceramic coating left, and I put some ceramic coating on it. Next time I mean, then the next time I started using clear coat. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Uh, but again, man, flood yourself with cars. Get as much experience as you possibly can. In the beginning, the experience is just as important as the money. It's just as important. And sometimes the experience is going to be more important than the money. But get your money. Don't come in the game with 25 bucks. Please don't do that. I'm not totally against it. I just don't want you guys doing it. I don't want you guys coming in the game at that price, man, because this business is hard. Look at that. This business is hard, and starting off at that low price, it's just gonna be that much harder. It's just gonna be that much harder to get out of it, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that to yourself. But yeah, see, here's the cards. Like, matter of fact, remember I was telling you about the guy that I did two full details for, and I gave him my flyers, and he was assuming that it was going to be that price, and so he got two of them done. And when I gave him the price, he was in total shock. Like it threw him off guard because he was expecting one price, and then I worked it out with him. If you look, matter of fact, I didn't give him a card. I gave him a flyer because I had ran out of cards. And look at my price for full detail. It was at $100. So and the reason I'm gonna tell you guys that I the reason that I show you this stuff is because I want y'all to see my journey. Now you see those prices. Look at it. Standard detail, $45. Y'all see that, right? So that means that my standard detail was at $45. My maintenance detail, which I don't even list on there, I don't even list my maintenance detail on here, but my maintenance detail had to be $35. So everything I'm telling you guys is real. Like I'm showing you this stuff, it's real. I'm not making this stuff up for YouTube. This is what I really went through. And so I'm like, okay, I want to pass this information down to you guys so y'all don't do this. So y'all won't do this. I don't want you guys starting out at 25 bucks. There's no need to. I've done it. I've done it already for you guys so you don't have to do it. Other detailers have done it. You don't have to do it. You can, and then it's 2020. It's 2020 now. So like I started in 2012. So it'd be crazy to come in at that price. And if people and so I'm gonna show y'all again. Hold on, let me see. Oh, I got it upside down. Oh, Butterfingers. But y'all can see. And my prices have gone up again. I don't know if y'all can see that. There it is. If y'all can see, now y'all see the prices is different. Standard detail is at what? I can't even see that through the phone, but you can see my full detail is at 170. You see what I'm saying? So that lets y'all know. And from this to this, from this to this was a gap, and I raised my prices so many times. I'm telling you guys, and this is kind of like proof. If y'all go to my website, www.aaprofessionalservices.com. If y'all go there, you will see my prices for a full detail. Now it's 185, and I'm going up again. I'm gonna go up $5 more the next couple of days. I just gotta go to my website and change it. So that's why I say from now on, when I get my business cards, I'm only going to buy 250 cards, 500 at the most, and I'm gonna get rid of them quick as I can because I got a whole stack of these flyers that I bought too much. I don't know why I bought them because at this point I was so busy I couldn't pass out flyers no more. I didn't have time. I don't even know why I bought them. I just hold on to them to show you guys. But I got a whole stack. I got like 500 I'm looking at right now. And they all say $100. And I wouldn't dare hand these flyers out because, everybody's going to want it for $100. Even though it says start set, I thought I could get away with it. But I can't say it starts at 100. And then I'll be like, no, that starts at 100, but it's 185. They're going to think I'm playing. They're going to think I'm, something wrong with me. But I mean, I even got some old fly. I had an old flyer laying around here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but it was laying around here somewhere where I was showing you my 20 when it was at $25. Um, but I want you guys to, I just want to show you guys that so you would know. I just want to show you guys that so you would know that what I'm telling you guys ain't fake. Like I'm not lying to you guys. But I'm gonna stay on here for about 5, 10 more minutes. If y'all got any questions, go ahead with them. I can answer a few questions before I get off of here. All right, I see you. What's your opinion? I see you, Shine Rider. What's your opinion on a monthly wax versus ceramic coating as far as protection? Well, obviously, ceramic coating is going to give you better protection, longer protection. It just depends on what the customer can afford. Uh, it all depends on the customer. You can kind of know, just by dealing with the customer you know, on a routine, on a routinely basis. You dealing with them, every month or every other month. You can kind of tell what their price range is. So always offer a customer the highest package, the best. Always offer them the best. And then if they can't afford the best, then you offer them an alternative. As far as protection, you also understand you got ceramic coatings, you got sealants, uh, you got some ceramic spray waxes, you got all types of stuff that can give them protection, good protection. They don't always have to go with ceramic coating, but of course, ceramic coating is going to be the best. It's going to last long, pretty much. But basically, uh, now I think actually a monthly wax is going to be the lowest you can offer them as far as price rise. But if you also try to, tell them, listen, if I'm waxing your car every month for this price, if you add it up by the year, you probably can pay for a ceramic coating. If you just and you won't have to get it waxed anymore. You just wash the car, keep it clean, and you may have to hit a reload on it, every 6-7 months. But you'll be surprised. Some of your spray-on protections, spray and seals, sealing wax, all that stuff. Some of that stuff is synthetic and it lasts longer than your carnauba wax. Can I give you some advice? What do you want to know? What's that? Horta Pez? What do you want to know? What advice do you need? Going to try a mobile hand car wash. You got to be more specific. Yeah, glad to do it, Sean Ryder. That you do. Got to be more specific, man. What advice do you want? What do you want to know? Got to be more specific. Right. I see y'all. Y'all go join the New Wave Facebook group right here. Y'all see that symbol right there? That logo up there, New Wave. Go to Facebook. Type in New Wave. That's NEWWAVE. It's New Wave by ANA. So type in NEWWAVE by ANA. Ask to join. I accept everybody, man. A lot of experience on the team. Everybody's giving out advice, getting advice, teaching, giving up tips, everything, man. Showing off their work, inspirational videos, motivational videos, everything's on there, man. Come join us, be a part of the team. So we can spread, this game. Just let me know some things. You gotta be more specific, man. I don't even know where to start. You gotta be specific. Ask me a question. Yo, is that music too loud? Appreciate that, Gary Day. I see you. All right. I'm out, man. I gotta get ready for tomorrow, man. Man, Ashley gonna help me with one of the cars. I got two details tomorrow, so to get up, knock that one out, and then come here and drop him off so he can do his school thing. And speaking of the devil, Ash, you might as well just stand up and walk by. Ash, I think man, they be seeing you when you be doing that, Ash. Yes, they do. Yeah, but I'm out, man. Again, uh, if you ain't hit that like button, go ahead and hit it. Uh, Still accepting donations. If y'all want to give, please give. Go ahead and join the new wave. Again, it's the right there. I think I'm pointing at it. The logo right here. Y'all gonna see that logo when y'all type it in. New Wave by ANA. Go there and join. People on there doing their thing, man. You can learn a lot, man. Tools, products, just about everything. Um, these questions that y'all have, these questions that y'all need answers for. I saw somebody talking about RVs and boats and stuff like that. They don't know how much to charge. You can ask those questions on there. Those people do that and they know what to charge. I don't know everything, but I'm out, man. Shouts out to the new wave. Peace.